Hey ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Today I'm doing a viewer request topic, which is the benefits of having a maxed orange hero versus a partially completed season hero. So if you like the sound of this topic, then please do click on that like, and if you haven't already, why not click on the subscribe and ring that bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel. Now this is a subject that is often discussed in forums, in alliance chat. I see it all the time. I've got X hero, with so many skills unlocked. How good is he? When can I use him? I think really there are a few simple rules to kind of abide by in this scenario. A fully maxed orange hero who is giving you your full troop count is giving you extra might or resistance to the whole legion from its 7th skill, and has the possibility to activate all 3 of their hero specific skills 2, 5 and 8. That maxed hero is always going to do better than just a season hero who only has their 5th skills 1 to 5 unlocked, just when you've got that first duplicate of a season hero. It's very unlikely that you're going to want to use that hero, because if it's a front row hero and you don't have them awakened from the 6th skill, there is no way that's going to be a good thing for you. You don't have enough troop count. Troop count is absolutely key in that front row because it's taking so much damage. And you can, when you think about the back row, often killer heroes, their key skills for their killing abilities are actually their 8th skill. So again, you can get away with maybe not having them awakened with the 6th skill, but you can't really, if they're not actually being as effective, if they're not killing so many because they don't have their 8th skill unlocked, then you really are better off sticking with normal orange heroes. And there are scenarios where you can use heroes once you've got one duplicate of them. So what I would say is, for front row heroes, for instance, front row season heroes, what do you want your front row hero to do? Well, basically most of the time they're going to be your defensive hero. So it is possible to use them. They might not be, it just depends on who it is and what their skill set is. For instance, if we take the Brave, for example, his 2nd skill is a prep skill. First 3 turns, 80% chance to disarm 2 of the squads. So being a prep skill, you've got a high chance there of that activating every battle and disarming, which is going to reduce damage. His 5th skill is this excellent silencing skill. 2 random enemy squads lasting 2 turns. And then if you just had his 6th skill awakened, you do get a bit of extra resistance. You're getting this extra cavalry speed, and then obviously the troop count. Now you're missing out on his 8th skill, granted, which does have some reasonably good debuffs to the opponent. But 5% damage, minus 5% dealing damage, that's really minimal. Even the might and the resistance at 60%, I mean, you're talking about that maybe accounting for 15% of the total might and resistance of your opponent. The minus 100 speed is nice, but it might not be critical. So you can use the Brave if you've got him awakened. Another example is Immortal Guardian, front row archer's hero. His 2nd skill, it's a status skill. So again, it's this being a status skill, it's guaranteed. Hero squad damage taken minus 30%. That's going to last the whole battle. So that is making him tanky, what he's supposed to be, really good in defense. His 5th skill as well, it's a prep skill. In battle, when 2 random enemy squads within range cast combat skills or basic attacks, deal minus 5% damage to them. This effect stacks a maximum of 8 times, up to 40%, minus 40% damage for those 2 enemy squads during the battle. So again, he's giving a lot of protection to both himself and fellow squads, potentially, in your legion. And then if you can just get 1 copy of him and unlock his 6th skill, it's got this great extra 15% HP, which is really, really key attribute for keeping your troops alive, which is what you want from your front row hero. So again, if you had skills 1 to 6, for me, I think he probably would be, he's going to be better than, say, well, definitely Rough Rider. And all right, you're not getting the extra 15% HP for all of the Legion, like you would if you had Orochi or North Rage in your Legion. But they are not doing this protection that you get from Immortal Guardian. So I think the amount of protection that skills 2 and 5 give would outweigh the benefits of, personally, in my opinion, having Orochi and North Rage there, where they're giving 7% extra HP to their own squad from their 6th skill, and then the 15% extra bonus HP that they give from their 7th skill. What you're missing out on with his 8th skill, well, it's a prep skill again, so it's obviously you've got a high chance of it activating, but it only covers the first 3 turns, and it is all friendly units. Again, 20% less damage taken, and it has a recovery and it has a healing skill attached to it. So yeah, it's a shame if you're not getting that, but I just don't think that's absolutely key. His other 2 skills are lasting the whole of the battle. So Immortal Guardian, again, is a good example of a front row hero you could use, in my opinion, after you've got 1 duplicate of them. Middle row heroes. This is, I think, the toughest conversation we're going to have in terms of when to use a seasoned hero. Let's have a look. For instance, I would say Roku. Let's take Roku from S3. His 8th skill is this Takeshi Zaiten. It's this combat skill which is going to silence all 3 of the enemy squads, plus it does a decent amount of damage to all 3 of them. If that skill doesn't trigger, then this element of clarity doesn't work in his 5th skill. But when you're on the middle row, those troops again can take quite a lot of damage from the enemy's combat skills, combat damage. So obviously if your front row does collapse, then your middle row is going to be taking that brunt again. So for me personally, I will very rarely use a seasoned hero unless I've both awakened them, unlocked their 6th skill, and also activated their 8th skill, because usually these middle row heroes are going to be support heroes. They're going to be either giving an added amount of protection, or they're going to be debuffing the opponent, or they're going to be aiding your killer hero in those are the kind of things that they're going to be doing. So for me, I will not use a middle row hero unless absolutely necessary. So there is one example that I have used a middle row hero without unlocking both their 6th and 8th skill, and that's the Tarantula. I've got an Archer's Legion in my defensive queue, my 5th Legion, and I do have her skills 1 to 5 and skill 8 maxed. I don't have her awakens. Now, most middle row heroes, they're going to have this combination of abilities for their awakened skill, the plus 15% might and resistance and plus 15% damage. They won't have extra HP, so potentially you can get away with, I would say, unlocking the 8th skill first, but you really do run a risk of that row collapsing because it's got such low troop count, particularly if you're up against, big killer heroes like Living Saint, Spectral Reaper, the Avalanche, the Immortal, all these kind of top levels that are doing a lot of damage with their skills to multiple rows of a formation. Then if you don't have max troop count in your middle squad from your middle row hero, you're going to really struggle. And I tried that like with my class Legion. I've got Son of Ragnar just with 1 duplicate, and I unlocked his 8th skill first. And I tried it quite a few times, and just the middle row was collapsing too much. So in my experience, you really do want that 6th skill awakened as well. In this instance, I just literally do not have any Archer's heroes. And Tarantula is an SX2. I've got, as I say, all of her skills 2, 5, and 8 maxed. This 8th skill is a status skill, so it's guaranteed every turn you're either getting some troop healing, reducing the might resistance, tactical resistance, one of those 4 by 60% for the opponent, or damage taken decreased by 40%, which is a big chunk of damage reduction as well. It's a tough one. What I would say then about back row heroes, so I've already touched on like some killer heroes that are going to do a lot of damage. So back row heroes like the Avalanche, for instance, I think you can put them in your Legion once you've unlocked skills 1 to 5 and skill 8, because you're going to be, with a back row hero, ranged hero, they are designed to be doing damage, and having those 3 skills unlocked is basically going to activate that or facilitate that. So, and they're having their 6th skill awakened, so you have that extra troop count. It's not so necessary, because those back row troops are going to be the last ones to be targeted generally, and so having a lower number of them hopefully won't be so key in the battle. And for instance, look at the Avalanche. Her 8th skill is a status skill, so it's guaranteed again. For Avalanche, she gives herself clarity, so immune to silence, disarm, suppression, confusion. So you're guaranteeing offense with her. You gain 60% might and 30% extra damage from that skill. Other back row heroes as well that you want to think about, for instance, are Living Saint. Again, her 8th skill is a status skill. You're guaranteeing 301% skill damage every single turn to a random to an opponent, and has a 35% increased skill damage for the whole battle for all skills. And her skills 2 and 5 are pretty potent attacks as well. So again, she's another one. One other hero I'd like to talk about is Spectral Reaper, the SX3 Archer hero. So he actually, if you unlock his 8th skill, he's probably the most efficient hero at running without his 6th skill being awakened, because this 8th skill gives 100% increase to the basic attack damage from the archers, and it makes the squad +1 range away. So it basically, unless you have a back row hero in the middle row who has a range of 5, then Spectral Reaper the troops in his squad can't be attacked. So the fact that there's only half of them because you haven't awakened him, it's not such a big deal. And yeah, that's kind of my opinions on it, guys. So front row heroes, I think you can get away with it depending on what those 8 skills are. If they do have particularly HP as they're in their 6th skill, making them extra tanky, then they definitely are worth using. I would say, for instance, an example of a hero that you don't want to use unless you've got his 6th and 8th skill for the front row is Warlord. He's only giving extra resistance on his 6th skill. His 8th skill is this guaranteed chance to a fellow squad's 8th skill on turns 1, 3, 5 and 7. So again, for instance, in the Warlord Roku Living Saint combination, the whole point is that Warlord is activating Roku's 8th skill 4 times in the battle, which then enables Roku's 5th skill. So you can imagine, like, if you have Warlord and Roku, and you don't have Roku's 8th skill unlocked, you don't have Warlord's 8th skill unlocked, then you're losing a lot of the abilities to do damage in like the whole point of those skills in that combination. So yeah, you just have to you have to kind of review each hero, take them as an individual. Some heroes just aren't going to be usable unless you've got skills 1 to 6 and 8 unlocked. And as I've said, the kind of few examples that I've used, other heroes, it is possible to use them just with that one duplicate. Obviously, there is the other golden rule that I would say is that no matter what the hero, you just always unlock the 7th skill last, because it's only giving, in 99% of cases, it's either giving 40% might or 40% resistance to the troops in that legion. Well, if you kind of look at, if we take a battle report from my from yesterday, here we go. If we quickly look at my stats, so this legion had 440% attack power, might, right? So if you're taking away 40% of that because I haven't got a 7th skill unlocked, that's 10%, right? So that is why it's a small contribution towards your statistics, that 7th. Yes, it's good, don't get me wrong, like if all 3 heroes have got 7th skill unlocked and you're getting an extra 80% might, 40% resistance, that combined, it's a considerable amount. But compared to the attributes and the benefits that you get from the 6th skill and the 8th skill, that 7th skill, even for Pacer, Lionheart, and Iron Hand who have that active ability in their 7th skill, even then, you know, that gives a huge bonus, 100% extra might, and you have that 100% combat marching speed, which obviously can be really beneficial, but only in specific situations. It's only for 20 minutes and it's got a 15-hour cooldown, so you're probably only going to use that skill maybe once a day if you're in a scenario where you can use it. So it's better to still get them awakened, get their ape skills, which are going to be their main killing abilities, unlocked first, and always just unlock that 7th skill last. So that's my kind of thoughts on it, guys. Orange versus season heroes. Like I say, you really want to stick with those orange heroes until you've kind of met the criteria that I've talked about in this video for using your season heroes once you've got duplicates for them. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. That's it for now. If you have liked it, please do click on that like, and I'd be really interested to hear your comments and thoughts on this topic. So please do place your comments in the section below. And if this is one of the first videos you're watching on my channel, then why not click on that subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel, which is daily. And if you could please share my channel info in your alliance chat, province chat, through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be really appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.